What's up, you guys? Welcome to Financial Firefly. My name's Fernando, and it's been a roller coaster. So unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you've heard that the stock markets have been tumbling, the coronavirus is ruining the world, and Trump is getting reelected. Those are the big stories. We'll dive into all of them. We'll go into a weekly update of Robinhood and AM1. It is not what I was expecting, all culminating in today. I got frozen out. I got frozen out of Robinhood because of server errors for the last 6 hours or 8 hours or the entire day and potentially till next week. I don't know, but it's really f***ed up and I cannot believe this happened because this week was supposed to be one of my prime trading weeks. I was primed, I was ready, I was timed, I had strategy going, I had cash on hand, and I got screwed. I got royally, I am not happy. So first we'll just catch up with a little bit of the world and what's going on. Unless you have been living under a rock, the coronavirus is going to kill everybody and infect everything. Just kidding. Only 1 to 3% of us. This deadly virus is essentially a hyperflu spreading the world way beyond more contaminated than we think it is right now. The lag times between symptoms, detection, and testing, action, and remediation are just way too far behind, not to mention the underreporting and all these impoverished nations with aggressive dictators that are stifling reporting. So this is a really kind of perfect storm for things to not be lining up. And the Trump administration has actually gotten a little bit more serious about this, as his last press conference shows, but he's still Trump because he's still Trump. So we'll start with the big news today, and that is coronavirus. It is now of today over 100 cases in the United States. 2 deaths in Washington state. Elderly are super at risk. Apparently these elderly are in the same elderly home. And that just goes to show you that there are hotbeds everywhere. So there are hotbeds in California, there are hotbeds in New York that we don't even know about, we're hardly testing. And I have a feeling it's really gonna disrupt daily life within the next month or two. And you know, experts say that up to 70 to 80% of the global population will be infected with this virus within the next year or two, which kind of goes to show you how slow and freight train-like this might actually be. Because of the lag times involved, it's so much easier for it to spread and the asymptomatic. So we really have to be on the lookout for this. So now what impacts is the coronavirus having? And obviously it is sending markets tumbling. Tumbling. Look at that. Did you catch the knife? I did not catch the knife. I threw the knife so far, and I wish it would come back. I'm thinking that this is really going to be a dead cat hurdle. What that means is it's a sharp decline in the stock prices followed by a little bump and another sharp decline. It's essentially the market's trying to recover. Maybe some people are trying to average in a little bit. Some hedge funds are trying to take some quick profits or whatever. So this dead cat hurdle hop really is kind of just a sign that there's more to come. I think there is. We're not out of this news cycle. The news has yet to develop. This thing is just festering. Iran is a hotbed. China, there's almost 90,000 cases. We've reached a new milestone of 3,000 deaths globally, most of which are still in China. I have a funny feeling that Iran is going to really spread this around the globe. And Africa is just starting to report their first cases, and there's one in Nigeria. And there's no way that there's just one case in Nigeria. 100 cases for that one in Nigeria, at least. Once this hits Africa, this is going to be a monumental shift, right? Because we're all focused on this here and in developing nation and being quarantined and stay in your house. But when this thing goes to Africa and people can't stay in their house, they have to get water every day. They have to clean themselves and go to the same places and get food, and they can't store their food. They cannot afford these luxuries of isolation. Impacts is the coronavirus having, and obviously it is sending markets tumbling. Tumbling. Look at that. Did you catch the knife? I did not catch the knife. I threw the knife so far, and I wish it would come back because if not already, it's really starting to accelerate around the globe. China is actually leveling off. Officially, I don't think that's actually the case. Maybe their quarantine is working there, but it seems like South Korea, Iran, and Italy is exploding right now. And it's just such a hotbed. My guess is Iran and Africa are going to be off the charts with this. They're going to be in the long run, because this is not going away. It's just deadly enough to be consistently passed on, and we are in a crucial phase within the next 1 to 2 weeks of, can we reverse this? Can we kind of quarantine this to only a limited set of the population rather than having that exponential growth factor like human to human contact regularly does? So we'll see where that plans out. As a result of all this, the markets have tumbled. Me having impeccable timing and extraordinary luck within the last 2 to 3 weeks, I did a Virgin trade for $1,600 profit, SPCE. I sold Amazon. I took my profits there, and consequently, I actually took all my profits with Microsoft, Apple, the S&P Global, and others. I almost wish I hadn't done that, but at the same time, I should have been fine. And here's why. So for anyone who hasn't used Robinhood within the last 24 hours, you are probably lucky, but maybe not, because we all may be shit out of luck for the next week. I woke up this morning thinking, all right, great, there's all this volatility in the market, I have cash on hand, I'm ready to make some trades, I got my positions set up, I know what industries I want to set up in, all right, let's do this. And I'm monitoring the market, oh wait, all right, now I want to trade a pharmaceutical company who's developing one of the coronavirus drugs super cheap, and they've plummeted within the last 5 to 10 years or so. Gonna get in 10 shares, for roughly $4 a share, 40 bucks, really small position. Go to make a trade, swipe up, spin, 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 error, error. Swipe up, spin, 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 error, error. Let's try another trade. Swipe up, spin, spin, swipe up, spin, spin, and nothing. Server error. I did some research online, and sure enough, they are down. They did not report they were down. They did not tell us they were down. Robinhood was just down. After a quick Google, I found downdetector.com. Great resource. I will be using this in the future. Downdetector.com is a website that monitors servers and reports when they're down, and they link to Twitter, and you can report directly on their site, give different statistics of what is down when and where in the world. So it's a great resource. I'll be using it. Here's Down Detector. So as you can see, Robinhood was down, and people have been raging all day, myself included. We lost thousands. Collectively, we might have lost millions of dollars today on a critical trading day of maybe one of the most important trading days of the entire year or 2 years or so. This rebound in the market. So we just had the fastest run up in history, right? 1,200 points on the Dow Jones, over 3 or 4% in a single day, which gained back a lot of the losses last week. Rightfully so, maybe we went down, we did some, it was oversold, and we had a little bit of a recovery here. The fundamentals didn't really change too much. But nonetheless, all of us who had positions set up, or were waiting, or were, just sitting on the sidelines, whatever the case may be, we were all frozen. We were all stuck. We were all trapped in whatever positions we had, if we had any, and we were furious. We were steaming on Twitter. We're still steamy on Down Detector. People are not happy with this. Somebody has to be held accountable, because a failure like this is totally unacceptable. We lost so much money. Myself, I was so ready for this. I told myself 2 years ago around that I would be ready for the next downturn. I missed the one I got in on. I would be ready for the next one. This was the biggest one. It was the most volatile, huge moves. That's it. I was shut out for a glitch, an error, a hack, a government ploy to lock retail investors out of the market because we all see Corona and we're speculating of the supply chains, and tech is priced to perfection and it didn't perform, so the government said no, and they're propping up, and because Robinhood is mostly retail investors. So anyway, there's so much speculation about this whole thing. Robinhood has been less than forthcoming with the news, and we are still just in the dark about what's actually going on. They told us it'd be fixed quickly, so it's now there are rumors from source trade code deletion without backup to the government agency, some government agency shutting this down to lock retail investors out of the market. The coding was off. That didn't account for a leap year. The calendars didn't sync. One comment on Twitter was now he got off the phone with customer support. I don't know, but it's going to be down for an entire week. If so, that's totally bullshit, totally unacceptable. There's no way we can allow that to happen. But, you know, am I going to take some of my money out of Robinhood? I very may well, because this was huge. I lost out on up to a couple $1,000s today. That would have been a huge way to leverage my positions in the future from the way I've been trading, right? And I do try to have an investment style strategy with M1 Finance more, and a trader style strategy with Robinhood. And you know what, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that Webull might be better for trading than Robinhood. It has more features. I haven't dove into it as much. I've heard good things, and I have to play around with it more because it looks like a lot more in depth. As much as I like the UI of Robinhood, this was totally unacceptable. They definitely lost a little bit of trust with me, and I love them. They definitely lost a little bit of trust. And their lack of communication was abysmal. They just had bot replies to all our @Robinhood apps on Twitter, and they were so ingenuine, so insincere. Just, oh, we're gonna get it fixed. We're working on this. And it was just spam, 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 spam. No actual substance of what was wrong, any timelines, who's gonna be held accountable, what the fix might be. Nothing, 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 nothing. It is totally unacceptable. And they were gonna IPO later this year. I'm still interested in their IPO, but this is like, how other brokerages can just pounce on this and meme the shit out of this, because Robinhood is the one who started commission-free trading and this whole millennial retail influx into the market, and now this day just ruined it for them. This day just ruined all momentum, all social credibility that Robinhood had. And it just lost millions of dollars for its users, and hopefully maybe millions of dollars in its own revenue. The timing could not have been worse. How do you not have backups? Amazon Web Services hosted the cloud for Robinhood, so maybe they have some involvement. I don't know. But we're totally speculating. We're left in the dark. And as shareholders and traders, we are super, super disappointed in all this. And some of us lost tens and tens of thousands of dollars. For me, it wasn't bad. I just missed out on potential gains, really, really big potential gains. Maybe I'll make some later this week, who knows? But totally unacceptable. But it just goes to show you that, you're not always positive in the market. You're not always going up and up and up. You have to correct. You have to be able to withstand the volatility. If you're an emotional trader or you're not going to stick to your strategy, it will not work. Unexpected shit like this Robinhood lockout happens all the time. It really shouldn't, but it does. And they lost my trust. So, that's why I spread my money over different brokerages. We covered a lot here. I hope you enjoyed me talking, ranting about my week, Robinhood, the drama that's going on in the retail brokerage world. If you enjoyed this content, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. I love you for watching. I appreciate you. Comment down below. I read and respond to all your comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later, Fireflies.